Здравейте, приятели! Тук сме на StartUP Благоевград. Аз съм Поли и както преди една година, отново ще направя някои интервюта с наши лектори и участници, за да може тези от вас, които не успяха днес да дойдат, да ги гледат малко по-късно. Нашият пръв гост и така нареченият енерджайзър на StartUP Благоевград е Стив Кайл. Hi, Steve.
You just called me a battery?
An energizer, something like this.
I hope so.
If you want, we can change the name, but I got this impression from your lecture and from the previous one that was on TEDx.
Okay.
And this is the first impression I have for you. So
I like it. That's
okay.
Good.
So I'm happy about it. Everybody's dancing.
Energy is spreading. It's like a virus, but a good one. Not the bad kind.
I'm glad you enjoyed the event. So I would like to ask you a few more questions on your favorite topics that I thought are something about seriousness, conservatism, and rules.
Okay.
I'm
gonna like this. I'm gonna rant again. Sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. I will try to I will try not to be so boring. But my first question is, which is your engine that helps you break the rules and conservatism you're facing? And
my engine.
Yes, your engine. So I called you engine. So I was wondering which is your engine, and what is the meaning of freedom to you?
I guess the engine that helps me break the rules is a slight hint of irreverence, of just I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I don't know about it. Sorry about the swearing. You know, irreverence meaning I'm not going to just bow down and accept the status quo. I'm going to challenge it and not be afraid to challenge it because there might be a better way. And I think we have a bloody obligation to change. Like, come on, this planet is 4 billion years old, right? And in 4 more billion years, the sun's going to explode, right? So we're halfway through our evolution. The whole species of Earth. We have an obligation to somehow get our entire species off of the Earth, to keep improving before the sun blows up. We have this contract with our kids, with our grandkids, with our futures to save the planet and save ourselves and migrate and evolve and explore, and who knows what we're going to become. But I really feel that if we just accept the status quo, we're doing a disservice to our future. Like, we should wake up with literally an obligation and a feeling of a contract to make this a better place for the future. And so I just feel that there's an irreverence that in some sense, this guy just told me that normal comes from the Latin norm, which means restricted or something like that. I mean, we have an obligation to not accept average or normal. We have an obligation to push boundaries and limits and strive to do better. So this engine of irreverence, if you want to call it, is what sort of drives me in a real obligation, like a personal obligation to improve, to constantly improve. And I forget your second question, which was...
which is your understanding of freedom?
Oh, freedom. Difficult question. Ultimately, it's doing what you feel is right and being able to do that. I mean, I mentioned like at work, there's just 2 rules, that the customer is happy and your team is happy. And so freedom is, okay, work and life are mixing so much together that the lines are blurry. It's hard to understand when work stops and when your personal life stops. And when was the last time you really had idle time? Like nothing time. It's even on weekends, you're doing chores, aren't you? You're doing stuff. It's not really idle time. It's like time when you're cleaning the house and washing your dishes and maybe reading a book. But it's not really idle time. It's like it's gone anymore, our sense of idle time. So freedom, you've got to be able to take that back and make decisions for yourself, whether it's at work or not at work. It's whatever. It's saying, hey, I've got this responsibility. I'm going to manage how I do that responsibility and in what way and when I do it, as long as, my customer is happy and the people I'm around are happy. So freedom is, I guess, the ability to do what you think is right how you think it should be done.
Was there some point at your life when something for you changed and you started thinking this way? Because this reminds me of a friend of mine. He's German, living in Bulgaria for 6 years, and what he told me once was that he sees an opportunity inside the obstacles that others see. So I want to ask you: do you think this is an inborn ability, inborn mindset in a person, or this is something that you can develop throughout your...
You can absolutely develop it. I did my MBA, I used to buy hook, line, and sinker into the whole corporate bullshit. And what I learned in school about economies of scale and efficiencies and and profit and P&L is all that matters and blah, blah, blah. Or, even the platitudes. People are our best asset. So here's what we're going to do for engaging corporate leavers and to increase our engagement by, showing their promotion path and their this and that. It's all crap, right? But I used to believe it. I think the biggest turning point for me is I had an interview with this large manufacturing company and I forgot about it. And I used to be kind of a hard ass, people should come on time for their interviews and And I was cleaning the bathroom, literally cleaning my bathroom, and I had shit all over, not shit, but cleaning stuff, like Clorox and scrubby shit and stuff in my hair, and I was unshaven, and I had gloves on and an old sweatshirt and some pants with dookies and stuff. And it was for a chief operating officer position. It was a high position. And the phone rings and it's Steve? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, are you going to actually plan on making that interview? Because it's 11 o'clock and you're not here. And I literally said, because it just came out of my, oh, fuck, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I fucking forgot that I'm an asshole. So sorry. And I just said this on the phone. And then I realized, oh shit, I just said fuck, I'm an asshole and I'm an idiot on the phone. But the guy just laughed. He's like, that's okay, man. Just come on down if you can, now. And I said, well, I'm kind of cleaning my bathroom. He's like, I don't care. So I was like, okay. So I just ran down in my unshaven shit all over me stuff and did the interview. And the guy gave me the job. And at that moment I realized, fuck, I am an asshole. I'm way too wound up. I believe way too much in these corporate rules and all that stuff. And I need to relax more. And I think that was the beginning of my epiphany, my aha,
Yeah, when you say stop, this was my last question. When you say stop to yourself.
Do I say stop? Stop?
Well, because you said you're doing something, you forget about so many things. Don't you think a person needs something sometimes to say, just stop and rethink, or just relax?
Yeah, we do. And actually, that's a hard thing for me because I am full of energy and ideas and I keep wanting to do stuff and I have a hard time not. But it's something I need to work on because two things. When you're not doing something is when your creative brain actually kicks in. Otherwise we're sort of on autopilot. Our logical brain is like, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. And when you have troubles, you just kind of get stuck if it's a creative problem, or if it's a trouble that requires creativity. And it's when you have those just alone moments. This is one of the reasons I'm trying 30 minutes of net zero, internet zero at work. People should take 30 minutes just away, but we haven't managed to do it yet because it's so hard. You have to be connected. It's more comforting to be connected. But yeah, you need to stop to give your brain a chance, your creative brain, to think of things, to think creatively, not logically. And you need to stop just to relax, to recapture idle time that we've lost. We have none. I mean, you're connected with your smartphones and your Facebooks and your social networks and your SMSs and your everything, right? We're always working anymore in some sense. We're doing chores, or I've got this task, or I'm supposed to write this thing, or for school, or I'm trying to write a book, so I should write my other chapter. And yeah, you're right. I haven't stopped much, and it's something I need to learn to do better because we have this feeling that if we stop, we're not working and we're not being creative. But I logically now know that if I stop, I'll become more creative. If I stop for periods. But I'm having a hard time just doing it because I get interrupted. Even in my stops. You stop, take a break, and you're like, no, there's somebody's... But yeah, it's a great question, and it's something we should do, and I need to do more. I just got to do it. That's fuck, I don't know, yeah.
Okay, let's try and say stop just right now. Okay, thank you very much,
You're
Chip.
welcome.
I really see that people can listen to you all day, and my last question is.
See, it's no stop.
It was just the first step,
It was
and
a test.
yeah, and my last question that just came to my mind was, do you speak this way to your employees?
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Are you looking for some other people that are willing to work for you
Totally.
now?
Always looking. We're hiring right now. We're hiring 3 people, which is really cool. We have 3 positions rather. Of course. And in fact, we just instituted, and it wasn't even my idea, it was one of my colleagues' ideas. We instituted this Friday seminar thing. So we got a bunch of wine and projector and stuff, and each person, different Fridays, does like a little topic.
Every Friday?
So far it has been, but we're not sure if we're just going to run out of things to say and if we should do it whenever. But anyway, so far it's on Fridays. But we speak about this stuff. Or in the mornings, I get some crazy idea and I just burst into somebody's room and I'm like, what do you think of this? And they kind of look at me. And so I think they're used to it.
Okay, stop.